It is my birthday today, and what I like doing, I've been doing this for the last sort of 5 years, is reflecting on the last 12 months and looking at wins, failures, lessons, and it's good for me to reflect because I don't do too much reflecting, to be honest. I am quite guilty of just go, and achieve, and move on to the next. So it's something that I've been doing for about 5 years, and this is more of a selfish podcast. So I will be sharing highlights, failures, lessons, and some really cool gold nuggets that I think you guys will enjoy. But there's no like overall theme of this podcast. It's kind of a mix of everything: some personal stuff, some relationship stuff, some healing stuff, some business stuff. So I think you'll enjoy. So it's going to be a bit more casual. I'll be drinking water throughout the podcast and just having a conversation with you guys. So the year that was, the year of 27. So I'm 28 today at the time. Well, I'm filming this the day before my birthday. So April 1st as of right now, April 2nd is my birthday. And I'm 28 this year. Just turned 28. So this was the year of 27. So at the top of my list, I got married. So I got married to my beautiful wife, Georgia. And just some things that I thought were interesting about marriage is I had so many people like leading up to the wedding and on the wedding day. I had so many people say, "Are you nervous?" And for me, it was such a weird question because this is just how my mind works anyways. If you have doubt about marrying the person that you're marrying, you should not be getting married. For me, the easiest decision, like once it's made, it's made. Now, me and Georgia had this conversation because I don't value weddings, to be honest with you guys. Our wedding has not changed our relationship one bit. The experience and the day and the celebration was amazing. But has it shifted and changed our relationship? No. Our communication and intimacy and connection was great before, and it's great afterwards. It was already amazing. So I don't know. It didn't make sense to me, but I've heard from some people and from working with clients that people think like by getting married, it makes your relationship successful. It locks you guys in together. No, it doesn't. If anything, it just makes it harder to break up and there's more legals involved. So for me, like the decision for me was like, so it was an absolute fuck yes. Like I want to marry this woman and I want to grow old with this woman and I want to have kids with this woman. And I love Georgia. And the wedding day itself was really beautiful. Got some beautiful photos, beautiful videos. But again, a marriage for me or getting married does not change a relationship one bit. That's just my experience anyways. Now, you may have different beliefs to that, but that's just mine. Because I see some clients, I still train at the gym that I used to own. I don't have many the gym chapter of my life is kind of wrapped up now, so I don't really talk about the gyms anymore. But I used to own gyms, if you didn't know that. And the last gym I sold, I train there still. So I sold it to my best friend Mason. Just a side note, at our wedding, during our vows, we were reading out our vows. I read out mine, beautiful, smashed it. And then my wife, Georgia, starts reading out hers. And midway through, Mason's my best man. So he's standing like right next to us, right at the front. His alarm goes off midway through the vows. And the whole crowd I start laughing. I'm like pissing my pants laughing. I find it funny and Georgia found it funny. She had a big smile on her face, but it was such a timely thing to happen. Anyways, the wedding was amazing. It was beautiful. We had a beautiful day. But our relationship, the foundation of it was solid. So the suggestions that I have on relationships, I've just got a couple of lessons from each of my highlights. Make sure that you guys are constantly growing together. A belief that has been true for me so far for myself and my clients is that if one person in a relationship is growing and the other partner or other person is not, that relationship will not last. That's been true so far for me. It's been true so far for all of my clients that I've worked with and people that I watch, I consume, and I look up to. If one partner does self-development or self-growth, self-improvement, whatever you want to call it, and one partner doesn't, that relationship will not work. Because one partner will grow, heal, take ownership, take responsibility, and the other partner won't. They'll play victim, they'll blame, they'll project, they'll take no responsibility. And the person that's growing will probably want to help their partner because they love their partner, and they'll lovingly want to help them, but this partner who doesn't take responsibility is going to just say, "You're trying to change me, that doesn't work, it's a cult, there's nothing wrong with me, stop controlling me." And for me, that just doesn't work long term. That's just been my experience so far. So take it as a grain of salt, but that's been my experience so far. So the next point is make sure that you guys learn to support and challenge each other towards your vision. So I talk about the 3 pieces that you need for a healthy relationship. Number 1 is you both take responsibility for your own stuff, which is what I just mentioned, taking responsibility for your triggers, your wounds, your insecurities. Number 2, have clarity for the vision of your relationships and make sure you're aligned with them with the non-negotiables. Like if you want family and your partner never wants family, you're not aligned. If you have certain spiritual or religious beliefs that you couldn't be with someone who doesn't share those, then that's a non-negotiable. You'd have to be with someone who shares those beliefs. If health is important to you and you couldn't be with someone who's not healthy, that's a non-negotiable for you. For me, self-growth, I just mentioned one before, that's one for me, is make sure that you and your partner are aligned. Don't try turn someone into someone that they're not. Find your fundamental alignments and just make sure they're fair and reasonable. No one is, quote, perfect with no downsides and no upsides. Just find your non-negotiables for your relationship and just make sure your partner is aligned and you guys want to go to the same destination. You want to go to the same vision together. Then you learn to support and challenge each other towards that in a loving way. Which leads me to the next part. For me, what's really held to them, I've been with Georgia coming up to 6 years now. Been married for 1, so we're coming up to 1 year now, marriage. And the thing that's really kept us really strong is that we know ourselves, we know what our values are, we give each other time and space to live out each other's values. We don't project onto each other what you should do, have to do, got to do, whatever. We give each other, like right now, Georgia is doing, I don't know what she's doing to be honest. I'm filming this podcast, I don't know what she's doing. Should be living out her values. Perfect. And we give each other space to do that. We prioritize intimacy, so sex, connection, and just so you know, intimacy doesn't just mean sex. It could just be eye gazing, connecting, quality time together, having deep, meaningful conversations, just connecting with each other. So we always prioritize, not always, but we prioritize that and make it important, especially when like I got sick actually last week, so I was out for 5 days. So connection went down a bit because I was sick. So it's like we make up for that afterwards. So connection for me is prioritize that. Make time for that. Make time to connect and be intimate with each other. That doesn't just mean sex, but make sure that's a priority. I would suggest doing that. And for me, this is the part that I absolutely love. I talk about this a lot in my other content, is your relationships are the ultimate mirrors to you. When you get triggered, it's revealing something within you haven't healed from. And your intimate relationships are the ultimate mirrors to you. They're the deepest mirrors. They're going to mirror your shit more than anything else. Why is that? They see you more than anything else or anyone else. Like right now, I'm pretty vulnerable through my content. Like I've cried, I've shared my tears online, which were authentic. I share my insecurities. I share my truth. I try to be pretty vulnerable and authentic through my content. I hope that comes across. But you guys don't see the behind the scenes and the parts of me where I'm stressed, when I'm anxious, when a trigger comes up, when I'm overwhelmed, when I've had some family dramas, you guys don't see all of those pieces to me. Who sees the most of those pieces? My partner, my wife. So just by proximity, your partner will mirror you the most. And what I invite you to do is learn how to become conscious enough that when you get triggered, it's revealing something inside of you. Nothing triggers you, it reveals what's inside of you. When you get triggered, learn to find what's being triggered. It's a character trait or a behavior. They're doing something or being something that you don't like. Condescending, critical, angry, lying, victim, manipulation, whatever it is. There's 4,628 character traits that human beings can display. Figure out what your partner is doing or being that you don't like that's triggering you, because it's actually revealing something within you. You don't see things the way they are, you see things the way you are. So being in a conscious relationship, I'm so grateful for the level that we're at right now. We're at a point where we can just, when we get triggered, we regulate ourselves and we get through it really well. And we're able to just hold space for each other and ask the questions. Hey, babe, look, I didn't mean to hurt you just then, and that wasn't my intention. However, you just got triggered. I'm just curious, what did I do that triggered you? What's the trait? What's the behavior? Then when we find it, then we can go do a process on it. My process, the balancing process, would integrate that. And then we hold each other accountable and we support each other to go do a process on that. So then that same trait or wound won't get triggered again. That's healing. And when you can get to a point where you can do that so quickly, with your partners, holy shit, it is so awesome. It is so awesome to be able to be conscious of your triggers and your partner can reflect them back to you consciously. You will grow as long as you take the awareness and then go do something about it, go do a process on it. You will grow more than anything else. I've grown so much because of the gift of awareness my wife gives me, that Georgia gives me, and vice versa. So that's been awesome. So that's been a real highlight of the last, the year of 27 for me. Let's move on. Take a sip of water. In 2020, for my year of the 26, or 27, I should say, when I was 27, I wrote and published my book. This was a huge, huge project and something I'm super, super proud of. So I made the decision to write it in January in 2024. So pretty much, 2024. I get my years last year, 2024. So it took me 9 months to write it and then launch it, and we launched it towards the end of last year. And it was hard. It was very challenging. I joke about it saying, if you want instant gratification, don't write a book. Because it's like, I spent, I think, 1,500 hours of my own personal time writing, editing, refining, shifting over, rewriting things. Plus my editor went through it 4 or 5 times on top of what I did. It was a lot of hours that went into it. And I wrote a lot of, I created images for it. I made trainings for it. Like, it was a lot of work to put it together. And I'm grateful that I did. And it was powerful. So my main takeaways from it is it's good for focus. I remember I would walk into my office where I am right now and start writing. And I chipped away. I just did 1,000 words a day. That was my goal. 1,000 words a day, 1,000 words a day, 1,000 words a day, 1,000 words a day. And just do that consistently. So it worked. I got it done. But what I would literally do, I would walk into my office. And I've got the gift of autism, ADHD, and Asperger's. I would literally throw my phone to the other side of the room so I didn't get distracted, because it's like when you're writing, you hit a bit of a block. First thing you want to do is like look for a distraction, right? So I'd literally like be writing, hit a bit of a block. And I'm like, where's my phone? Unconsciously. And I'm like, oh, it's not there. Okay, great. Keep going. So that was awesome. One of my biggest takeaways from my book, people are loving it. I've got 52 5-star reviews on Amazon right now, which I'm really grateful for. If you're watching this and you've read my book and you believe it deserves a review, I'd love a positive review. The more it gets, the more Amazon shares it around. So please, thank you. If you want to go grab a copy, go grab a copy. It's called The Inspired Life Method. Amazon, Audible, Kindle. Go grab yourself a copy. And something that I loved about the writing process, it solidifies and crystallizes your learnings and teachings so much. As you can probably tell if you've listened to a bit of my content, I kind of like have the ADHD gift where I'll go all over the place, where I'll have an idea, I'll have a tangent, I'll go off on this like tangent and story and metaphor, and then I'll bring it back and we'll keep going. And I kind of go like, I zigzag with my teaching style. You can't do that in a book. Well, you could, but the idea of a book, in my opinion anyways, is to teach everything you can with the shortest amount of words possible. If you can't teach it to a 6-year-old, you don't know it well enough. So you're going to teach it simply with the shortest amount of words possible. That was my intention anyways. And it was hard. So it's like, okay, values. How do I teach values? How do I teach purpose? How do I teach mission? How do I teach vision? How do I teach trauma? How do I teach limiting beliefs? All the things that I do. And it was really good. I literally felt like I just upskilled myself for my own coaching, for my own teachings, which is really cool. So I say it to people, if you're like a coach or a consultant, or like you have like, you like to help people with like your services or knowledge, write a book. Write a book even without the intention of publishing it. Write it for yourself. Like, you will understand your learnings so well. When you're going sentence by sentence, like, what stories do I use? What metaphors can I use? What examples? What images? What questions do I ask? What exercises do I do to get this across? It's really powerful. So I really enjoyed that process of writing the book. So yeah, that was the biggest takeaway from the book. From there, I built a reoccurring revenue business model. So I used to sell a high ticket program, which essentially has all my teachings in a program. And I switched to a subscription model. And I use Skool, Skool, for anyone that knows Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens. So I use their platform, and it is so, so cool. So a lot of, like, I used to, my goal anyways, and this is like the dance I have in my mind and the conflict that I have in my mind, where I want to change the world. I've got a mission of impacting 10 million people to live a life that they love. That's my mission. My purpose is to heal and raise consciousness, and my mission is to help 10 million people. So I want to impact people. But as the name of my teachings, the Inspired Life Method, I also want to create a life that I'm inspired to live, where I enjoy free space. I enjoy my own time. I enjoy not having a full calendar. It's the term full bank account, empty calendar. So I constantly have this like dance between I want to hustle, grind, achieve, and change the world versus I want to have a calendar where I can wake up and choose what I want to do each day. So it's like that constant battle between them. And for me, I was selling a high ticket program. So I actually suggest this when get into, if you want to build a purpose led coaching business, I'm actually going to be building a mastermind long term. That's about 2 years away for me. For like, I'll have like an inner circle of like purpose led coaches and consultants that want to make money doing what they love and build a business around it. At the start, I actually suggest selling a high ticket service because you need less people to help and you'll make more money so you can live off it. Because to have a low ticket recurring revenue model, it's harder because you need a bigger audience or you need to have budget for marketing, and it's harder. It takes more to get to that point. But I was at a point where I was ready to do that, and I'm so grateful for it. Like knowing that every single week I have about $6,000 to $7,000 Australian dollars coming into my bank account every week from my recurring model, and then I've got like one-on-one clients, I've got in-person events, which is another highlight I'll share soon. It's so cool. It's like knowing that's coming in, and it's obviously people are getting value for what they're paying, which I'm so grateful for. It's been heaps of fun. So if you're someone who wants to build a coaching business, I actually suggest starting with a high ticket course or program or offer. And then once you have more reps underneath you, more testimonials, you're better at what you do, and then you're able to scale it, a recurring revenue model is so awesome. School is a great platform. Highly recommend it. Go use it. So that's been really cool. So super grateful for that. And in my community, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials, which I'm so grateful for. I literally get inspired. I open it up every day and I just see testimonials of people finding their purpose, finding their values, healing limiting beliefs, healing trauma, getting in beautiful conscious relationships. It's so cool. I'm so grateful for my conscious community. If you guys are watching this, I love you guys. What else? Wealth is improving. So there's been many little micro skills, but this one belief and skill will change your life. So please, please do this. I'm projecting onto you, but please do this. Every single time you get paid, whether it's $1, whether it's $100, whether it's $1,000, whether it's $100,000, every time you get paid, put 10% into investments. 10%. That's it. 10%. Now, if you can put more, put more. Sometimes we put like 80%. Sometimes we have a killer week. Like I have a big one-on-one client come through or a big week come through, and we just put like literally 80% of our income into investments. But if you can literally have the discipline to do it just 10%, you're gonna set yourself up for life. So I like doing this little compound calculator. Actually, I didn't plan to do this on this video, but we're gonna do it together. So if you literally go to Google, this is my conscious community, by the way, if you guys are watching the video. So literally, if you guys can do this, just go to Google and type in like a compound interest calculator. I had this up the other day. I find this mind-blowing. So literally, if you put in $50 and you put in $50 a week and it's compounding annually for 50 years at 10% growth, which is what the S&P 500 averages, which is the stock market. If you put in $50 a week, that's it, $50. Now that might sound like a lot of money for where you're at, and that's totally fine. Work towards that. $50 a week, most people can do that. If they stop having coffee, stop eating out, like be a bit more strict with their finances, or just work harder and make more money. If you just put $50 away per week for 50 years, you will end up having $3 million, $3,032,000 for $50 a week. That is mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. So please, 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 if you can commit to your future and set yourself up for your future, put $50 away into the market. Now, I'm not telling, this is not financial advice, so go do your own research on that stuff, but invest that 10%. And you can do property, you could do other investments, of course. I do the stock market because I'm like a low risk character with my life. I'm a pretty low risk person. So I just put 10% into the stock market, 10%, 10%, 10%. And we're up to about $280,000. And I find this fucking fascinating. And I'm as blown away as you. Now, $280,000 is not a lot of money compared to other people. So let's put in $280,000. and say I put $0, which I'm not going to. I'm obviously going to put a lot more in there. But say I just kept what we have right now, and I do nothing with it. Nothing with it. 50 years, 10% interest per year, compounding. We're going to have $32 million, just shy of $33 million. Now that blows my mind as much as you, because I come from nothing. Like mum and dad fought over money. They didn't split purely because of it, but it was definitely a factor. I remember having no food to take to school. I remember literally me, dad, and my brother, we were picking through the couch for gold coins to go to the bar one day to watch the football. I'm from Norfolk Island, if anyone knows where that is. So, like, we were not good financially. We struggled financially. And I'm grateful for mum and dad and everything they did for us. So that blows my mind. That if I don't do anything, me and my wife, we don't do anything, we don't put another dollar back into our current investments on average, if we don't go into like World War III, but conversation for later, then we're going to have like $32 million. That's insane to me. Now we're always going to keep doing that 10%, even more, sometimes 80%, and just keep going. But again, back to the lesson that I would love for you guys to take on, to set yourself up financially. $50 a week if you're going to do that mass. But what I would suggest is 10%. Every single time you get paid, whether it's $1, $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, minimum 10%. Do 20% if you can. Do 30% if you can. Do 50%. Increase your income without increasing your lifestyle. You can later, but we rarely do that. We live off like 10, 20% of what we earn. Like we keep it chilled. Set yourself up. There is a time and place to have fun. I get that as well. But anyways, that's wealth lesson done for now. This year, a bit of a personal one. Both my nans passed away. So my beautiful Nana Marg and Nana Peg, they both passed. So God bless you and send you guys love. And honestly, I handled it quite well. So I have a grieving process. I learned this from John DeMartini. And it helps it's so powerful. So if you're going through grief is the perception of loss. Grief is the perception of loss. So you perceive you've lost something that you wanted. But energy can't get destroyed. It just changes form. At the level of your soul, oneness, spirituality, completeness, wholeness, nothing is ever lost. It just changes form. So you can recognize that anyone that you think you've lost, whether someone's passed away or someone's broken up with you, someone's left you, someone's no longer, quote, in your life, the energy, the thing that you got from that person is still in your life. I guarantee that to you. So that really helped me process that really quickly. So that was nice. My health's a lot better. So I've been really looking after my health lately. So big win. Invest into your health. I heard this one analogy, and maybe it lands for you. It was from Stephen Bartlett. He's the Diary of Your CEO. If you guys have seen his content's phenomenal. And he had this just like, I've been in the fitness industry. It's like, I know a lot about fitness, a lot about health. And it's like, I never seem to really crack my health and like really smash it out of the park. And I'm the healthiest I've ever been right now. And this one analogy just really landed for me. He just said, picture a table is your health. Everything that goes on top of that table is everything else in your life. Family, business, money, travel, whatever your values are is what I'll add on top of that table. If that table falls over, you're fucked. Everything's fucked. Everything is dependent on that table. Because if you don't have your health and you're on your deathbed, what have you got? Nothing. Nothing matters. And that one analogy really actually shifted for me, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. So I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. I'm really proud of that. What else? Certifications. So I did 3 certifications last year when I was 27. So I did DeMartini. So I'm a DeMartini facilitator. I did holographics. So holographics is similar to DeMartini, but different. And I actually think holographics is more powerful than DeMartini. And I've also did my breathwork certification. I did that with my wife. That was a really beautiful experience as well. So I talk about inner healing, and there's no ultimate martial art, only the ultimate martial artist who knows every single martial art and knows when to pull from the right one at the right time to get the right result. That's what it's like for healing or inner work. Inner work is healing and dissolving the wounds and blockages that are masking your true self. So, for me, there's no ultimate way to heal. Breath work isn't better than DeMartini. DeMartini isn't better than NLP. NLP isn't better than Reiki healing or sound healing or plant medicine or meditation. They all have their pros and cons. If you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? So it's about knowing which tool to use for the right person at the right time. A bit of a quest that I'm on is actually to become the ultimate martial artist. Every year, I do minimum 2 new certifications to add to my toolkits of healing. So I've done 9 certifications so far. This year, I'm aiming to do internal family systems. So I want to learn about that and do some training in that. And I want to do psych K, if you've heard of that. So I want to add those to my toolkit as well. So inner healing, there you go. Something that's been massive for me this year, and I've known this one, but it's just like I'm getting like even stronger, and it's a big, that muscle's getting flexed a lot more, is just know yourself and be yourself. So simple, obvious. Know what your values are. Your values are areas of life that intrinsically fulfill you, and fucking live to them. Like, I still catch myself comparing myself to other people's values, whether it's like image or travel, because I don't value image, I don't value travel or experiences. I value my highest values, if you're not sure of them, is coaching, learning, relationships, health, wealth, and business. And gaming would fall in there as well. It didn't come up in my top values, but gaming is certainly in there somewhere. So I love coaching, learning, having time with my relationships, which include friendships and family. I love working on my business, looking after my health, making money, and playing games. I love doing that shit. It fucking fulfills me. What fulfills me is different to what fulfills you. Every person's values is unique as a fingerprint. Know what your values are and just fucking live to them. When you hear the words you have to, you ought to, you got to, you should, you must, someone is projecting their values or beliefs onto someone else. Fuck that. Know who you are and be who you are. Low self-worth is feedback you're not living to your values. And I teach all this in my book and my coaching, by the way. So if you want to know yours, come work with me, grab a copy of my book, all that good shit. So anyways, that's been, I've known this one for a long time, but I think I'm getting pretty good at it. Like when people say, hey, do you want to come to this event? I say, hey, thanks for the invite, but to be honest, probably not. It's not for me. And that's quite polarizing and triggering for some people because it's not socially accepted. But would you rather say yes to something that you don't want to go to it, feel like shit, rather be doing your other things, your other values go down, your self-worth goes down, or just bailing on that person last minute, which makes it worse, or just speak your fucking truth? I know which one I'd rather do. It took me a while to get there because my shit to heal through that I hadn't worked on yet. But yeah, that's been really, really awesome. And I'm getting a lot better at that, stronger at that every single day. So know your values and live to them. What else? Bit of business stuff. Honestly, make an offer so good, people feel stupid saying no. Alex Hormozi 101, Business 101. So for me, like my offer right now is you can grab a copy of my book. It's $1 or $2 on Kindle or Audible, depending on how you grab it. It is, the hard copy is, I made it cost price. So whatever it costs, I think I rounded it up to the next dollar. So I make like 50 cents a book. So I'm not getting rich off my books by any means. But it's like, for the offer for that is like, find your life's purpose, find your soul's values, heal trauma, overcome limiting beliefs, create a life that you love, make money doing what you love for $1. That's a pretty good fucking offer. And then my offer, my services, my conscious community, my recurring revenue model is you get a free 7-day trial, which comes with a one-on-one call with me. You get instant access to everything. You can cancel whenever you want. There's weekly Zoom calls. You get message support from me, and there's a community you can connect with if you want to for $49 a month, and you get a free 7-day trial, cancel whenever you want, no obligation to stick around. That's a fucking good offer. Show me a better offer than that when it comes to coaching. I've paid $44,000 for one coaching program. I'm in a coaching program right now, which is $20,000. So it's like, I've paid high ticket stuff, and I have the only high ticket thing I have now is one-on-one coaching, so I still have that offer. But just I've heard it before, and I just want to reiterate it because it took me so long to really fucking get this. If you want to help more people, if you're in business, make your offer so fucking good, people would feel stupid saying no. If people are not saying yes to your offer, it's not as good as you think, or you're not solving the right problems. So please understand that. So make your offer so fucking good, people feel stupid saying no. That leads into my next lesson I want to really hit home for you guys. Make your product so fucking good, people have no choice but to give you an incredible testimonial and refer their friends to you. If you're not getting referrals, you are not as good as you think you are. Now, you could obviously systemize it a little bit better, which is something I'm learning as well, because that's something I'm still figuring out right now. But I'm starting to get referrals now. I get referrals every week now, which I'm so grateful for my community. I love you guys. If you guys are watching this, I fucking love you guys. But for a long time, I wasn't. And that's feedback that my product's not as good as I think it is. Because us as coaches, I'm going to say coaches, but say business owners in general. We think, because we're in the forest, you can't see the forest through the trees. You see trees. You can't see the full picture. And because we know how good our product is if you do it, but that doesn't mean it's a good product because the user experience might be shit. A side note that I didn't have on my list, but a good lesson I learned last year was the term time to value. I got it from Layla Hormozi on one of her YouTube videos. and she said the time to value. From the moment someone starts working with you, how long does it take you to get them an incredible result or to give them an incredible amount of value? So how quickly, from the moment they join and give you money or sign up or get started with you, how quickly can you get them a fucking phenomenal result? Now, you want to decrease that time as much as you can. And just having that intention with my business and being able to tweak things, reframe things, reorder things, take things out that aren't needed, add things in that it will get things faster, has really shifted it for me. Because if you're like me anyways, like I've had clients before where they've signed up and they haven't done anything with the content. They haven't consumed the work, and they're like, oh, it doesn't work. Or they're like, oh, they just don't get the results. It's because they haven't done it. Now that used to be frustrating for me, and it still can get me sometimes, where it's like, because I'm so passionate about what I do. I ran a 3-day event on the weekend. I'm running 3-day events. That's another highlight for me as well. For me, I have tears streaming down my face when people heal, when they have the breakthroughs, when they find their purpose. Like, I fucking love what I do. So when people like sign up and don't use it and they're like, oh, I'm going to go try something else, I'm like, I wish you just fucking used it. I wish you just tried. I wish you did it. But again, that's me that's feedback for me to make my user experience better. Yes, at some point, a client does take responsibility. Yes, if you sign up for a gym and you don't use it, that's on you to some level. But again, as a business owner, you want to say, how can I make it as seamless as possible, as frictionless as possible for them to get a great result as soon as possible? And back to the point was, make your product so fucking good, people just refer you business, okay? So for me, again, like for $49 a month, for anyone that's done self-development and shit like that, you know how good that is for what you get for what I charge for what I do. I've had clients who work with me who tell me I should be 10xing my price, 10xing. And I've considered increasing it, but I'm like, fuck it, I want to change the world. I'd rather have more people in there that can afford it, because some people wouldn't be able to afford that 10x. I'd rather have more people in there, make a little bit more money, less money, but help more people. That's been my attitude anyways. But point of story, point of lesson. Make your product so fucking good, people refer you business. And if you're not getting that, if you're not getting testimonials, if you're not getting referrals, if you're not having people stick around or pay you again or sign up for your next thing or stick around on your reoccurring model, you're not as good as you think you are. And that's the fucking truth. So take that, swallow that pill, and then go do something about it. So that was a good lesson for me this year. What else? The theory of constraints. This is really good. So I got this from Alex Hormozi as well. So this is a really cool lesson. So hopefully this one lands for you guys. So it goes like this. A business will grow to its lowest constraint. So let's use an example. Say your marketing is a 10 out of 10. You're really good at marketing, at content, at copywriting, at landing pages, all that stuff. Say your sales is a 10 out of 10. Your sales ability, your ability to close people and get people to give you money is a 10 out of 10. You're fantastic at sales. Say your product is a 1 out of 10. You've got a shit product, which actually leads to my previous point that I just mentioned. But say your product is a 1 out of 10. That's the problem. That's the constraint. So your business will grow to its lowest constraint. And what most people do in that exact circumstance is I just say, I need more leads. I need more leads. I need more leads. I need to get better at sales. I want to get my marketing to a 15 out of 10. That's what's going to help me grow. No, your product's shit. Fix the product. So the concept of the theory of constraints is your business will grow to its lowest constraint. Constantly look for what's the constraint in my business that if I fix it, the business would grow. And then it will hit another block, hit another constraint, fix that, and it'll grow again. It gets a little bit deeper though. This is my version of the theory of constraints, which I've heard 0 people talk about it, so I'm going to claim this one. So the theory of constraints on a human, I actually have it in my workbook, but I haven't got it in front of me. But I had this at my 3-day event. So you, in your life will grow to your lowest constraint. Now the constraint will either be a skill set, or it will be something to do with you, with your mindset and your psychology, or limiting beliefs, trauma. Something mentally or emotionally within you is the constraint. So a constraint for a skill might be you don't know how to market. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to sell. You don't know how to eat and train well. You don't have the skills that you need to have the result that you want. That could be the constraint. Or the constraint is something personal within you. It might have a limiting belief that I'm not enough. So you keep sabotaging yourself. You might have unhealed trauma. And when it comes to trauma, you create sabotaging patterns to overcompensate from it, which again hits glass ceilings and stops you from taking the action or taking the wrong action, which keeps you stuck. So again, that may be the constraint. So yes, there are constraints within a business, but within a human, within you, we all have constraints. It's either a skill set. You don't know how to actually do the thing that you want to achieve, and you need to improve your skills and learn more skills. Or the other side, there's something within you that's missing or that's blocking you, that's constraining you. It may be a belief of yours. It may be an unhealed trauma of yours. You might not know your purpose or values. You might not be living in alignment with it. Come work with me. I help with all of these. So I can help with all those things. But the lesson here is theory of constraints. Yes, that the main example is to do with business, how most people use it, but it works for you as well. You will grow to your lowest constraint in business, in life, and that will be around skills or it will be around you personally, your beliefs, your unhealed trauma, your personal shit you haven't addressed yet. So find what that is. If it's a skill, go learn the skill. If it's you, find what the constraint is. Find the limiting belief, get rid of it. Find the trauma, heal it, integrate it. How do you do that? Come work with me. I'll do that shit for you. And then you will grow to your next constraint. And that's the process of growth. You're constantly growing till you hit a constraint. You'll deconstrain the constraint, and then you'll grow to the next one. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So I hope that landed for you guys. Next lesson, we're almost done, is just learning to systemize and automate things using AI more within my business. That's something I'm getting better at. I love coaching, so sometimes I like don't want to do all the administrative, like sort of systemizing stuff, but I pay people to help me out with that. But how to systemize and delegate and automate things is really important. Please do that within your business. Events, I've just started running events. So I'm super grateful for this. I just ran my first 3-day event literally on the weekend 2 days ago. It was so fucking awesome. I've done a lot of events. I've invested $480,000 into self-development over the last 10 years. I've done Tony Robbins. I've done Kerwin Ray. I've done Dr. John DeMartini. I've done heaps of just sort of smaller ones that I've gone to. And I've been in masterminds. I've done Jack Delosa with the Entourage. I've done heaps and heaps of events. And I love it. I'll continue to do them. And I've been to events where legitimately this is a 3-day event. I'm not going to use the person's name, but if you know, you know. So I went to a 3-day event, and literally at the 3-day event, they do like one process, and the process itself is really good, and it does help people. I literally got my mum a ticket and sent my mum to this event, and my brother. I sent my mum and brother to this event that I'm referring to right now. However, I went to this event, and the processes were fucking awesome. I want to make that very obvious. The impact and the transformation and the content they did was fucking awesome. But here's the thing. They'll do one process. Then after that, they'll get like their team members to come up on stage and share their testimonials of the work to sell you into the next program. Then they'll give you like a 30-minute, hour-long sales pitch. And then they'll give you all this other song and dancing. Then they'll get you moving. They'll do the Tony Robbins moving, clapping and dancing and stuff, which is good for energy. I get that. Move your body, good energy. I get that too. And then 2, 3, 4 hours later, you do the next process. And they copy and paste that every single fucking time over 3 days. I'm not kidding you. The content we actually consume, the actual like integration shit, could have been done in 1 day. So a 3-day event could have been done in 1 day. Now, I get it. There's business. You got to sell. You got to keep. I get that. I'm in business. I get what they're doing, but it's so fucking repelling to a lot of people. I didn't go any further from that because of that point. Obviously, some people did. My brother actually kept going and he signed up, which is great, and I love that for him. But my mum, as an example, and my mum's new to self-development, and she got a ton out of the processes. However, she left early on day 3 because she got over trying to be sold to. Now, I've been to a ton of events, and it is very fucking common. It's like 50-50, 50% value, 50% selling shit. Sell and buy the next one to keep going. And I've been to fucking heaps of those. Sometimes it's 80-20, 20% value, 80% selling. At my event, to wrap this up, I just ran my 3-day event, and I'm very proud of it, and it was transformational. It was amazing. Literally from the moment we started, it was value, teaching, integration, process, integration. We had a bit of fun. We got up and moved, and we did exercises to keep the body moving, keep the energy alive. I understand the importance of moving the body. There was zero selling. I said, hey, if you guys want to work further with me, I'll talk to you later. Like, let's chat later. Now, that may not be the best sort of businessy move to do, and I could probably make more money out of that, but that's not my intention. My intention is to fucking change the world through my events. Anyways, I just finished that 3-day event, and I'm not kidding. Like I mentioned, the content we covered on the first day was the same amount of content that I would have got out of that 3-day event that I'm referring to. Again, I'm not going to tell you who that person's name is. But I ran this 3-day event, and I'm fucking proud of it. It was my first one. I honestly see myself doing this for the next 50 years. Because I teach online. I have my book. I have my online community. I have my podcast, what you're listening to now. I have my content. I have my one-on-one clients. And now I have events, which I'm really grateful for. So I was really proud of that, and it was awesome. We finished, like, I've been to events where you finish at like fucking 1 a.m. in the morning, and like, I don't like that. I like to get to bed. I go to bed like 8:30. I like sleep. Funny concept. I enjoy sleep, and like, to finish so late when, again, there's all this fluff and selling and bullshit that's not needed. Like, if you just actually were productive and to the point, you could cover all that shit and get home at a reasonable time. We finished around 5, 6 p.m. every single night because I was teaching the stuff, being to the point, and we did a lot of Q&A and a lot of bit of ADHD drifting around as well, which was great. But we finished like at a reasonable time, and everyone was blown away for what they paid and what they got. So anyways, I'm moving further and deeper into events. If you're on the Gold Coast, come hang out with me. I do 1 day events, 3 day events. Come hang out with me if that makes sense. There'll be some details somewhere you can find it. Alrighty. I guess for the last 12 months, it's reiterating, do more, do better. Alex Mosey says a lot, do more, better, new. For me, and I love his business beliefs. I really resonate with a lot of it. So for me, I'm just like doing more of what I do, getting better at what I do. It's like painting the fence. It's just another coat. It's just another coat, just another coat. So I'm just getting, like, I'm honestly getting really sharp and precise with my coaching ability because I've been doing it for a long time. I've coached thousands and thousands of people now. And for something that I've found in business as a whole, but especially in the coaching industry, maybe that's just because I'm biased because I'm a coach and I know a lot of coaches. I just see people who just, like, they're like a flash in the pan. They come in, they make a big splash, they make a big noise, they maybe know how to market, they make a little bit of money. And then you don't see them after like 2 years, 3 years, they disappear. They go to have a midlife crisis, identity crisis, and all that stuff. And that's cool. That's their journey. But for me, it's like, know your purpose, know your mission, know your vision, know your values, have a plan, chip away at it, know the high leverage outcomes to take action towards them, find the constraint that's stopping you from growing, address that constraint, show up consistently, lead with your heart, add value to others. That's kind of what I do on a daily basis. It doesn't sound that complicated to me now because I'm on, I guess, this side of the fence. I guess back before I started my journey, this would be a weird concept to me. But that's just kind of me. Like, I think I'm pretty chilled at what I do. I know what I love. I know who I am. I've got a mission and a purpose that fucking fills my heart full of love. And I'm learning to give that back to others and get value exchange for doing so. And do that for a very, very fucking long period of time and get better at it, 1% better every day. And over 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you'll be pretty fucking good at what you do. And I want to leave it with this. This is one of my most polarizing quotes I use with my clients now. It's an iteration of what John Demartini says, but I'll let you guys hear it. There are no such things as bad behaviors, traits, people, or events. Only polarization created by humans. There are no such things as bad behaviors, traits, people, or events. Only polarization created by humans. If I say Donald Trump, depending on your perception and your beliefs and your values, you will hate him or you will love him. Who's right, who's wrong? Depends who you talk to. There's no, quote, bad people or events or good. There's no good or bad people traits. Everyone's both. I have the good traits to me and the bad traits to me. So do you. It's only through our lopsided perceptions and our polarization that we create these judgments that people, things, behaviors are good or bad. And if they're bad, you get triggered by them. That's what trauma is. Trauma is a lopsided perception towards a trait or a behavior. You have a polarized perception towards a trait or a behavior. So then you run away from it, you run into it, you attract it into your life, you get triggered by it when you perceive it. And that's a very exhausting way to live. So that was just a huge, not huge, just a deeper level of understanding of the work that I do, because I'm getting pretty fucking good at it, just to be honest, because I do it every single day. I have onboarding calls almost every day, Monday to Friday. I coach people multiple times during the week. I do live calls almost every day. I do my podcast a couple times a week. I run in-person events now. It's like I'm getting a lot of reps of doing the stuff, and I'm getting pretty fucking good at it. So that is my year of 27 done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you got some value. If you've got anything that stood out to you guys, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know if any of those one-liners or those lessons stood out to you. Thank you for being a part of my journey. Like, I'm honestly super grateful to have you along my journey. Whether you work with me ever, whether you grab a copy of my book, whether you ever do coaching work with me, that doesn't matter to me. I just appreciate you being here, listening to this, and getting to the end of this podcast. If you got value, subscribe, give the video a like, give it a share. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Appreciate you. Bye.